Hey guys, welcome to Sippin and Spillin with 3 Mississippi.
And Bunko.
Syd and Frankie here, and Bunko, of course, making his special appearance. As you can tell, I'm getting over the flu. And of course, just got a coughing fit as soon as I hit record. So guys, we need your help with something. We've got a few projects that we're actually working on this week, and I need your help. I need you to tell us what order you think we should do them in, and what our big solve is going to be for the garden with that issue. So the first thing being, we're working on some of the finishing aspects of the coop. We're going to be letting the birds out into the run this week, and they've been penned up for about a week now, and they're going to be able to go out into that run, but we have to finish the other gate on the other side so that we can have them not have access back out into the yard, like through the other side of the coop that is the brooder that's still exposed because it's not enclosed yet. So right now, we'll hopefully getting that done this afternoon, but then we've got some posts that we have to start doing, which is kind of like a two-part issue. We've got the situation with the garden, which that video is coming up later this week that really explains it in detail. But long story short, we're having to revamp the garden, and part of that is going to be obviously adding fence to it, or moving fence. So we will having to kind of start that project over again. And like I said, we'll get into the details of the why of that this week, but we do need to work on fencing on this front around, I would say it's about 6 to 7 acres or so, that we have up here that we're going to kind of start in and then build out from as far as the animals go. That's where the horse is going to be when she gets her horse here soon. That's where the goats will be, and the beginning of the flock of sheep. So getting those posts done and getting that fencing is definitely a key thing. And of course, simultaneously kind of working on the garden and getting that going. So I guess my question to you is, like, which to you would take priority as far as focusing on the fencing for the garden and really getting that going, like right now, considering the setback that we've had with the garden, which I know we haven't gotten into the details with you guys yet on that. But like I said, that's really something for Mike to explain. But bottom line is we're kind of having to start the garden over again. And so far, a lot of you have made guesses as to what it is. It is none of the things that you've guessed.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see, how that kind of affects things. But I'm kind of leaning more towards like focusing on the animal fencing. Excuse me, because we're getting so late into the season now for planting for spring. Excuse me.
It is almost like too late for all of that.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that by the time we were to get all that done, that could be really an issue for us. It would be like in the dead heat of the summer at that point. And I'm almost feeling like it makes more sense to focus on the animal fencing. So you tell me what you guys think, if we should be focusing on that or focusing on, stick to the original plan of, getting the garden and things ready to be in full bloom by this summer. So I don't know what some of you, it's probably going to be a mixed bag on your opinions on that, but we'll see. We've definitely, things have not gone quite how we've planned as far as that. Some of the things have taken us longer than we thought because of weather setbacks. Excuse me, and time constraints. And I think that, for me, obviously, I'm always like, let's do the animals, let's get this done, let's get that done. But sometimes, timing of things just doesn't always allow for that, I guess. So I know that today we're going to be working on kind of finishing up some odds and ends, like I said, finishing the one gate so we can let the birds that are out in the coop now into the run. I did get that batch of laying hens in, so they're being brooded right now, and they will be able to go out, in the next couple of months, probably about 3 months, they'll be moved out into the coop as well, depending on how quickly they feather out. Some of those breeds will feather out faster than others of the ones that I got. I got some Orpingtons and a couple Americanas and a few other birds, but For the most part, they'll all start laying around the 7-month mark. The Americana is definitely 7 months. Orpingtons might lay closer to 5. But then I forget what the other ones were that I got. I literally just cannot remember. They're black. That's all I remember right now. It might be Jersey Giants. I think I got Jersey Giants. I honestly can't remember. Because I had to keep changing the birds that I wanted from what they had available. And I'm still waiting to hear back. If I don't hear back from them Monday, I got to reach out to the hatchery again because I still have not heard back from them on the mistaken geese as to how they're going to handle that with the refund and everything. So, because they are definitely not the birds that they were not the droids I was looking for. So, which is a bummer. But it is what it is. We'll have to just, move forward accordingly, I guess. And I do have ducks coming in. They originally were supposed to come in about a week, but because everything else was kind of getting pushed back, I decided that the smart move would be to push them back another month. So they're actually not going to come until the beginning of June. I think it's like the second week of June that I have them coming now. So that gives me time to get, the meat birds out and into the pasture, because that's another thing that has to happen. That chicken tractor has to happen this week because those birds need to get outside. And then I'll have that brooder freed up for, by then, hopefully the other brooder will be done. We'll see. There's a lot of things that it's like, there's so many kind of things happening at once that all sort of had to happen at once because of, again, going back to, I know YouTubers always want to talk about the weather, but it's true. Like when you're building things outside, when you're doing things outside, the weather plays a huge factor. Either the ground is too wet and you can't plant, or you can't build because it's raining.
Yeah, yesterday, Dad and I, we were running errands, helping out some friends with some cattle, and we went to neighbors, got some of the stuff we needed, ran into Cuz Strickland, and ran into the people that we helped with their cattle. Ryan, we ran into him and we got him some hoses because he had a leaking hose, and he was about to buy a repair kit, so we gave him that. And
Daddy helped with Ross, our other neighbor, with his cows, moving them to another pasture.
So we basically just messed with cows all day. That was fun.
Yeah. I was in bed sick. I'm believe it or not, I know I started coughing a lot while I was talking, but
is he okay?
I think he's got a hairball. Bunko's over there hacking up a lung, but he's all right. But and then of course I started talking, and it's windy, and I think it made my throat irritate. I told Mike, I was like, I'm almost out of steam. Like, we went to church. I haven't had a fever for 24 hours, so I didn't go to church with a fever or anything. But, just I think that the dry air being outside and it being a little windy today, I'm like, okay, we ran an errand. We grabbed a bite to eat afterwards. I'm like, I think I'm ready to be home now for the rest of the day. I think I'm done. I think that was about all the energy I could expend today. So, but yeah.
But yeah, so yesterday we went to neighbors, got some concrete, got some lumber, and we were going to finish the chicken coop for Mom so that she could just let the birds out this morning. And stopped, got some gas, and it started raining on our way home.
Like hard.
Not very.
Well,
no, it didn't.
It did end up raining.
It didn't rain hard until we were like back in our driveway. Like it was sprinkling while we were driving all the way up the driveway, and I was like, we need to park the truck in the cover. So I had to get out, move the Polaris, back in the truck. Then we got everything like away. And
because we were under a half-inch hail watch yesterday, right about the time they got home.
Yeah.
So.
And then it just started pouring.
And then it did. And we weren't supposed to get rain yesterday originally.
No.
And then it just kind of moved in.
Yeah.
So it is what it is, but it definitely. I can see where there's some wet areas, and this yard already needs mowed again. I swear, Daddy just mowed it, but it grows this time of year so fast. It's like every week and a half he's got to get out there and kind of twirl around on the mower for a while, and at least to keep this front area kind of nice.
And the back area too.
Yeah, just the immediate back area, not like all the pastures, obviously, but like the back little.
He's letting
that
section grow. He's letting the one pasture grow up. He's gonna bush hog it, and the other one we're just letting grow up.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna burn it.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Help kind of return a lot of the nutrients to the soil. And
you can go watch D5's video on that.
DD5.
DD5. Sorry, yes. I'm not.
She's not good at the shorthand.
I'm not good at the names. But if you go watch his video, I schooled him on regenerative farming and stuff like that.
That's right. She did. She did him some learning on that.
Yeah.
Mike the spider monkey. Yeah, Mike number 5. So he learned all about that when she was taking him around the different pastures and showing him what's what.
All that? He learned all that.
That's what I said.
You said she learned all that.
She learned him all that.
Oh. Well, that's not very good grammar.
No, it wasn't. But I don't feel well, so it's fine.
Okay.
We don't correct our mother. Do we? Do we?
Yeah.
No.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Well, that's true. But yeah. So, so this week we've got, we're gonna explain to you guys. Hopefully, on Friday's video will be the big explanation of what happened with the garden, and hopefully, you guys will give us some good information this week on, whether or not you think we should stick with pushing forward with the garden, or if we should kind of hold off on that and focus on the animal projects this season and kind of get that fencing and get those structures finished and built so that we can kind of at least move forward with that, and kind of put the plants on hold a bit, which is my personal feeling. I'm just partial to the animals, and I feel like at this point in the season, that's kind of what we maybe need to do. That makes the most sense. But of course, Mike would say, no, we should just focus 100% on the farming, probably on the vegetables.
That's for you guys.
That's where we differ.
Yeah.
But that's okay. That's that's how we are.
I'm usually on the animal side of things.
Well, yeah, because the sooner we get that stuff done, the sooner you can get a horse.
Well, no, I just enjoy animals more than plants.
I get that.
I mean, I do the gardening, but I only do it because I don't really have much of a choice. I mean, I learn stuff for sure when I'm doing it, which is useful information I'll use all throughout my life and stuff I'm probably going to need to know. But I enjoy doing the animal stuff side of things, the architecture stuff, more than I enjoy doing the plants.
Right. Which I get. Like, yeah.
I don't know. I like it more.
Yeah. I am the same way. The plants, I just don't, it's not my thing.
know, you kill all the plants. There's 2 dead. No. Look at those. Okay, you see that?
Listen, I was out of
both of those are dead.
But why? You just told me. You admitted to me today.
I told you I didn't water them when you were gone because they already looked dead.
No, they were fine. They were fine.
I was like the second day you were gone, and I was like, oh, shoot, I forgot to water Mom's plants. And Dad looked at the basil and said, they're already dead anyway.
They were thirsty for 2 days, and you guys had nice warm weather. So, yes.
It wasn't even that warm the first 2 days you were gone.
Listen, I don't know. All I know is that they were fine when I left. They were fine when I left. I'll call her back in a minute. My friend Beth's calling me. So it's fine. We'll call her back in a minute.
We don't love you, Beth.
We don't love you, Beth. No, that's not true. That's not accurate. She probably wants to come over. No, she can come over and
get her stuff.
Get her stuff. She's going.
She has not packed at all, and she's leaving for Vegas tomorrow morning.
Yeah, well,
actually tonight because she has to go stay somewhere else. But yeah.
So we're she's borrowing a couple things for me for
and she's not stressed. She doesn't seem stressed about it at all. She's just like, oh, whatever.
Yeah, she's very chill.
She doesn't really care.
She's always very chill. I would have been packed already, but I'm also the one that when we all went to California, I'm like,
she was freaking out. You want to tell them the airport story about how you thought your flight was leaving an hour before it did?
I feel like that's probably not a story I should share on the internet.
Oh, I'm not talking about the whole part of the story.
Oh, okay.
I'm just talking about the part where you thought your flight was leaving like an hour before it did, so you were freaking out.
It was. We got stuck in some traffic in Memphis, and for some reason I was looking at the clock wrong, and I thought that our flight was leaving in like 30 minutes, and I was like, there's no way we're going to make it through security once we do get there. I was just panicked. Then I realized I was looking at the clock wrong. I'll just say about the later half in the story that there was a tire that looked very dry that needed watering by the time we got to the airport. That's all I'm going to say about that. So, yeah, I'm a country girl at heart. So, but yeah, that's what happened. So, but yeah, anyway, so that's why she's probably calling me because she wants to come over and borrow a couple things to take with her on her trip. But yeah, so we've got some stuff we want to get done this afternoon. They're going to be, doing it. I'm going to be filming it. I got a few things I got to do inside, and I got to take her to youth later, but, I'm hoping that we'll be able to get some things done today that will really help me to be able to really utilize the full potential of the coop and the run today so that I can start letting the birds out into the grass run. That's the first step. And then eventually we'll be able to let them out once we get the fencing done out a little bit further so that they can't get onto the neighbor's pasture. And there's a little bit of a divider there. We'll have some more space for them. And then we'll have for too much longer here. Like in the next week, we'll have the birds out on tractor, the meat chickens, because they're going to be ready in the next, by about this time next week, they'll be ready to go outside. So I'm hopeful that we can get that done this week. That we're supposed to have decent weather the next few days. I know with me having the flu the last few days, that did not help. I wasn't my usual nagging self, so I know a lot of things didn't get done that maybe would have gotten done if I had been nagging a little bit more fervently about things. But they had fun yesterday. They went to I did not get to go, but they did get to go.
We had a fun day yesterday.
Yeah,
me and Dad got to spend some time together. First he went and helped Ross, then we both went and helped Ryan. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, they got to
that was really
with
fun.
The cows, and then they went to the flywheel
and
festival.
we went to the flywheel festival. Got there kind of when it was dying down, but we still got to go
before the rain hit, at least.
Yeah, before the rain hit, and saw some people, did some stuff. That was my first time having funnel cake that I can remember.
That she remembers. I know she's had funnel cake before, but
probably
she
when I was like 3 or 4, but I don't remember that. No. So that was like, I don't know. It was pretty good.
Consider it a win. I didn't have funnel cake until I was like 30.
Well, you don't need to shame me on my funnel cake abilities.
No, I'm not shaming you.
You could have had funnel cake, but you didn't.
I didn't know it was a thing.
I actually could have had funnel cake a few years ago, but I thought it looked weird.
You could have funnel cake in the fall at the flywheel festival, because I even said something to you and you were like, no.
No, that's because I still thought it was weird. Well, I thought it was a weird thing.
It's basically like a squirty donut that's like in a flat shape.
That's exactly what it was, and it was good.
For those of you that don't know what a funnel cake is, I don't know. It's basically like a weird shaped donut.
It was good. We ate it on the drive back. We had to wait in the line at the gas station for like 15 minutes.
It was a busy gas station.
It really was.
Those diesel engines in town at the flywheel festival.
No, it was at the gas station by Walmart. That doesn't even have diesel.
Oh, then I don't know.
And it was just like so many cars, and me and Dad were sitting there.
Small engine one. I don't know.
No, what?
That's because they have what's that?
The non-ethanol.
The non-ethanol one. That's the one.
Yeah, and we sat there for like 20 minutes eating funnel cake and talking while we waited to go get gas.
That explains so much, because I was watching them on the track year app thing.
We went to Walmart. I forgot the one thing I needed at Walmart. Like the one thing I needed, I forgot. And then, which I got today, so it's fine.
It's fine.
And then we sat in line at the gas station forever. And yeah, and then we came home. And then it started raining.
There you go. So anyway, let us know what you guys think below in the comments, guys, on if we should kind of scrap the garden for this season and like reboot once we kind of get some of the animal fencing done, so we can kind of focus on them through the rest of spring and summer, and then kind of revamp things towards the end of summer into fall for fall planting maybe. So let us know what you think. We appreciate your guys' opinions. It doesn't mean we're going to do what you say, because Mike's going to do, if he wants to do one thing, he's going to do one thing. And if I want to do one thing, I'm going to do one thing, because that's how we roll. But
what are you doing?
But we do appreciate your input. And sometimes you guys give us good ideas on things. So we always appreciate that. Anyway, we hope you guys have a wonderful start to your week here. And we will see you tomorrow.
And Bunko says goodbye. Say bye, Bunko.
Bunko says bye.